Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Back in the garage today. It is a balmy 22 degrees. See, I got my little Harbor Freight heat lamp back there. I think it feels like 7 outside. We're hitting the frigid temps here in Oklahoma City, the area, and it usually lasts for about 2 weeks, and then we start getting back in the 50s and 60s. But yeah, on today's upload, we're gonna start. We're gonna change directions on you. We're gonna shift some gears, I guess you could say. Kind of corny, I know, but we're gonna start tearing the transmission out of this truck. We got a partnership with a company who I will show in my next video once we get the parts here, and we're gonna work with them to build this 48. By build, I mean, yes, I am going to build it on this channel. So there'll be a complete build series from teardown to reassembly to test drive. Going to start today with taking out the drive shafts, the T-case, and loosening up like torque converter bolts, just getting all the odds and entities taken care of so I can literally just take the bell housing bolts, pull those, and drop the transmission. This is going to be fun because I'm kind of pretty much doing it by myself in the garage. It is right now, it is, what was today? Saturday. Our son is supposed to make his arrival on Tuesday, so I'm going to try to get this uploaded before then. So that's going to delay things for a couple weeks of, you know, just getting us getting into a rhythm with, you know, the new baby and getting things taken care of and making sure he's comfortable and mama's comfortable. So yeah, little baby boy will be here on Tuesday, and then we'll start back in the garage probably in a couple weeks. So this will probably be my last upload for the time being, but we're going to try to get the drive shaft, the rear drive shaft out. The front drive shaft is at the shop getting rebuilt. Pull the T-case, drop the transmission, and just go from there and set it on the bench over there in the single car. So we'll get to work and go from there. Alright guys, so we got the drive shaft out. You can see she's right here. That joker's heavy, so remove the 15 mil bolts off of the rear diff, the pumpkin, and then I removed the shelf here that this was hanging from right there. And then our goal now is going to be to drain the transfer case and see if I can show you guys up under here real quick. Well, kind of hard to see, but this is where it meets the tranny. Let me see here. If you guys can see in there, it's kind of wet, and I have a stud broken off right there. Let me see if I can get this in there real well. But you see the studs broken off there. I already knew that was there. There's one more that's on the bottom that's below this plate. I'm going to try to do all that without removing this cross member, because I think that one on the bottom's hand tight. And remove the T-case, and then we'll start the electrical connector remover, and then drain the trans fluid out of here, and then get going. Alright, as you guys see me struggle, we got this joker out. I believe this is an MP271 T-case. 273 Delta, excuse me. So, this is the T-case I have. We're going to rebuild it. We got the rigid axle kit right here. The broken hardware you see right there. This gasket wasn't doing much. If you guys see this right here, this is a 23 spline. This is a 29 spline. So if you catch my drift. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and rebuild this thing. I've never done one before. I watched a few YouTube videos on how to do it. I'm gonna take my time. I got the whole rebuild kit right here with all of everything that I need. This is a rigid axle kit. All the seals, we have a new chain, we got new gear sprockets, we got new bearings, we got the full works. So yeah, time to tear it down. All right, so you guys just saw the B-roll of me pulling that thing out. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I got the rear drive shaft, the transfer case, and the transfer case drained and put on the table probably within about 45 minutes. It wasn't too bad. Here you guys can see the actual transfer case over here on the bench. This is the stud that is a pain in the butt to get to. Or excuse me if you guys can see it. This stud right here is the one that's, you almost have to drop, or you do have to drop the crossmember to get to. Fortunately enough for me, it was already broken. So that helped me get it out, but it obviously wasn't good for the T-case. But she's not bad, she's not leaking. The seal, as you guys can see, I pulled it away right here. That thing was absolutely destroyed. It was like all pushed back in here. So we got that off. Our next step is going to be to pull this thing apart and put in the new rebuild kit. Obviously, this is the rebuild kit I got from Rigid Axle. And then for what's to come, you guys can see there's a difference in girth, I guess you could say, for this input shaft. So hopefully we'll get to tearing that thing apart soon, but my main focus is actually going to be on the pulley transmission in this video. So there's a few connectors, the shift linkage, and the actual transmission lines. I'll probably tackle the what do you call it, the torque converter bolts next, just to get this stuff off of the engine done, and then honestly just start piece by piece going on it. So from here on out, I'll put you guys on a bead roll, I'll mess with that, and we'll go from there. All right, boys. Sorry I couldn't record more for you guys. I'm in here getting a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. We got the transmission, all the electrical connectors disconnected. We have the shift cable disconnected. We have everything off of the transmission we need. I'll go in there and show you guys that here in a second, but dropped the pan, got some fluid out of there. Reason we wanted to do that was just so it's a little bit lighter and I'm not sloshing fluid everywhere when I hook it up to the jack and get her down. So got her going. Our next thing, really the only thing that's hooked up to the transmission right now are the transcooler lines. I'm gonna show you guys some plugs, some caps and plugs I got in the military. When we work on aviation, you know, when we pull off hydraulic lines, we don't just let them drip. We don't want to contaminate the system. So what I have here are some plugs that will plug the actual transmission line. If I can open it up, hold on. here's a plug that will actually plug the transmission line coming from the cooler, so I'm not just dripping fluid everywhere and getting contamination in the system. I also got some caps. I got 2 caps for the transmission itself. So this will sit on the transmission, it'll block that plug, and then this will actually sit in the actual focus. This will actually sit in the transmission cooler line, so it'll be capped off as well. But as you guys see, we got the transmission pan off. We have it just draining a little bit right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put the transmission pan back on with about 4 bolts just to hold it in place. All of our electrical connectors are over there. And we're to the point now where we gotta take off the cross member, take off the bell housing bolts and drop it. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this, but I took the torque converter bolts out. They are not hard to, they're hard to film, but they're not hard to do. They're just 6 nuts. I believe these are one-time use. They were kind of easy to get out. You can see that one's kind of cross-threaded, so that's even better. So yeah, I'm just finding a lot of things with this truck that aren't making me happy, but it is what it is. So all this stuff is going to be brand new, and all those parts should be here within the next couple days. But yeah, let's get going and pull this dang tranny out. All right, guys, the tranny is out. Start to finish, I'd say this is gonna take me probably about 4 hours. She's sitting down there. You guys saw the B-roll. Now I just gotta figure out how to lift this truck up enough to get her out. So I got a buddy that I think went and bought a jack today, one of those like high lift jacks from Harbor Freight with their sale. So I think I could borrow his jack real quick, jack it up, get the tranny out, get her put over here, and then we'll start the teardown process. This was the first time I've ever done a transmission. It may have seemed like it went quick to some people, but some people can have them out in like 45 minutes. This was my first time. Obviously took off the drive shaft, took off the T-case, now we took off the transmission. I must have watched, say, 20, 30 videos multiple times to actually make sure this one is smooth as it did. So YouTube's an awesome tool. That's why I make these videos. I know I don't do step-by-step on certain things, but it helps me work on my own vehicle and save myself a ton of money. Just like the trans build that's coming up, I'm saving myself 2 to 3 grand by just having somebody assemble it. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'm sweaty. It's 20 degrees outside and I'm sweating. I got my little Harbor Freight heater going. This thing's kind of kept me warm. But yeah, transmission T-case is out, guys. It's on to the next steps of tearing them down and getting them built. So if you guys haven't been here before, make sure you guys get down there, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching. This build series is only going to get better and it's only going to get more fun. So make sure you guys tune in. Until then, we'll see you guys on the next upload. Have a good one.